The 49ers 2024 schedule is official, and coming up on today's San Francisco 49ers report, we're going to take a look at the slate matchup by matchup, and it's all sponsored by Game Time. If you're looking to go to a Niners game, you can get last-minute tickets at the lowest price guaranteed and get $20 off using the code CHATSPORTS. I also want to get the comment section going right now because this is always a fun exercise once the schedule does come out. Predict the Niners record down in the comments section. How will San Francisco fare here in 2024? And with that, let's look at the 49ers 2024 schedule. And let's get it underway. This is the San Francisco 49ers report by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Hope you're all having a great Wednesday on NFL schedule release day. We waited all day for this. There were some leaks, but the Niners, one of the few teams who did not release or at least let out some of the leaks as far as what's going to transpire all 18 weeks of the 2024 season. We're going to look at that, of course, but also we have some preseason football that we can discuss here because that schedule is also official. Niners going to be taking on the Tennessee Titans in Nashville week 1 of the preseason. Week 2 against the New Orleans Saints. It's going to be 5 o'clock Pacific. We know the time for that game. Not sure what the other times are going to be. And that game is going to take place after a couple of joint practices with New Orleans. And then San Francisco, as they always do, will take on the Las Vegas Raiders in the preseason finale. As for the 2024 regular season, we know some of these games, and we talked about some of these matchups on the show, especially this New York Jets game. That was made official on Tuesday. Week 1, Jets, Monday Night Football. Week 2, Niners going to hit the road to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Going to be an early game out on the West Coast. Week 3, on the road against the Los Angeles Rams, early afternoon Pacific time. Week 4, return to Levi's Stadium to take on the New England Patriots. Week 5 against the Cardinals at home. Week 6, short week here for San Francisco. Seattle Seahawks on the road, Thursday Night Football, Amazon Prime Video. Week 7, Super Bowl 58 rematch. Can the Niners exact their revenge at home against the Kansas City Chiefs? Then it's Week 8 against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. By the way, that Chiefs game, a great get for the broadcasting network. I believe it's going to be on Fox with Tom Brady on the call. I say that because it's not a primetime game. That's huge for the networks, making all that money and raking in the cash. The bye week for San Francisco, going to fall on Week 9. I like where that's positioned, pretty much smack dab in the middle of the year. Then, coming out of the bye, the Niners will, like they did last year, go to Florida, not take on the Jags, instead the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Week 11, home against the Seattle Seahawks. Week 12, on the road against the Green Bay Packers. Week 13, against the Bills on Sunday Night Football. Week 14, against Caleb Williams in Chicago at home. Week 15 against the Rams on Thursday Night Football once again. Week 16 going to take on Mike McDaniel and the Miami Dolphins on the road. Week 17 against the Lions on Monday Night Football at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Then the Niners round out the 2024 schedule against the Cardinals. That could be a Saturday game or a Sunday game, so because of that, it could get flexed. We're not sure what the time of that is. This is why you subscribe to the channel. Schedule comes out, and we're bringing you a video right away, and we hit you with year-round coverage on the daily right here on the Niners Report. As you can see, we're 265 people away from 133,000 subscribers. Hit that sub button. If you're not familiar with us, daily Niners coverage. We aim for our content to be as entertaining, informative, insightful as possible. I want thought-provoking content to go on your screen and through your ears. We hit you with the latest news, rumors, analysis, live shows, watch parties during the regular season and playoffs, and we involve you, the faithful, more than any other Niners YouTube channel out there. Lock us in, hit that sub button. Now let's run through this schedule game by game here. And yesterday we talked about the opening matchup against the New York Jets on Monday Night Football. It's the first time that San Francisco is opening up the season at home in a couple of years. And if Aaron Rodgers can play, it's going to be a difficult test because he's still an elite quarterback, I believe. has a couple of really good weapons. They've shored up that offensive line, although San Francisco going to have an opportunity to expose it. On the defensive side of the ball, led by former Niners defensive coordinator Robert Saleh, the Jets have one of the most physical, one of the fastest, and one of the best defenses in the NFL. So this will be a difficult test right from the go for San Francisco. Week 2, on the road against the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota does not have Kirk Cousins, who carved up San Francisco last year. Is it going to be J.J. McCarthy, the rookie, national champion out of Michigan? Is it going to be Niners legend, and I say that sarcastically, Sam Darnold at quarterback for head coach Kevin O'Connell? Kevin O'Connell's a great offensive mind. Brian Flores, a great defensive coordinator. The Niners have not won on the road against Minnesota since 1992. So that game is not going to be a cakewalk, especially against that defense, which caused a lot of problems for the Niners last year in primetime. Week 3, Niners get divisional play underway inside the NFC West on the road against the Los Angeles Rams, otherwise known, SoFi Stadium, as Levi Stadium South. And this is one of our key games, thanks to our friends at Game Time on the 2024 slate, because last year was a down year for the Rams. I believe that after they finished the regular season hot, made it into the playoffs, nearly knocked off the Detroit Lions as Matthew Stafford made his return to Detroit, they're going to be a feisty team. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams. They drafted Blake Corum. They lose Aaron Donald, so it's going to be a bit of a change of scenery up front for the Rams defensively, but they drafted Jared Verse and Braden Fisk, and they're coached by Sean McVay. Kyle Shanahan has owned Sean McVay in the regular season, lost to him in the regular season finale last year, but San Francisco rested their starters. But a big game nonetheless, because I believe the NFC West is going to come down to these two teams here to my right. Who you got in this matchup? Type SF for the Niners, LAR for the Los Angeles Rams. Get those predictions in right now. Week 4, at home against the New England Patriots. It's the Gerard Mayo era for New England, taking over for Bill Belichick. And who will be the quarterback for New England? Will it be the rookie, Drake May? We will certainly see. They do have a very good defense, does New England. Their offense going to be a little bit choppy, especially if they do go with Drake May at the quarterback spot. But that defense, they were a top 10 unit last year, and they return a lot of those marquee contributors. And Gerard Mayo, like Bill Belichick, a defensive coach. Week 5, another divisional game for San Francisco against the Arizona Cardinals. I like how the Cardinals finished last year. I like what they did in the NFL draft. It's going to be a feisty team under Jonathan Gannon. Then another divisional game here for the Niners. Short week 2, on the road against the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football. Who will be the quarterback for Seattle? Will it still be Geno Smith? Will it be Sam Howell? They have really good cornerback play. They need to get a little bit better along that defensive line. But against Seattle, it's always a tall test inside the division. The Kansas City Chiefs come to Levi Stadium once again, Week 7, for a Super Bowl 58 rematch. Will San Francisco be able to exact their revenge and get over that heartbreaker of a loss in Las Vegas, Allegiant Stadium, Super Bowl 58, in which all of us got kicked in the stones, with the Chiefs being able to come back and win that game in overtime on a walk-off touchdown for Patrick Mahomes to Mecole Hardman. And this game is going to take place 4:25 p.m. Eastern, 1:25 p.m. Pacific. It's one of those great late afternoon matchups, early afternoon for those of you on the West Coast. And San Francisco, 6 primetime games this year. The Chiefs featured in a lot of primetime games as well. This is our game time featured matchup, and I can't wait for it because this is going to be a litmus test for the Niners here to see if they can emotionally get over that loss to Kansas City and prove to everybody that they can beat Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, because they haven't been able to do that yet. Make sure you download the Game Time app if you're looking for the best seats at the lowest price guaranteed and you want to go to that Super Bowl 58 rematch. I imagine the ticket prices are going to be pretty lucrative, but you can save money if you download the Game Time app. $20 off using the code ChatSports. You get last-minute tickets and flash deals. You see the view from your seat. before you buy, so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive, and you're guaranteed to get in the door at the lowest price guaranteed. Plenty of tickets available for Niners preseason games as well as regular season games. A couple of the features that I like with the Game Time app: last minute deals. You can save up to 60% off buying last minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy shows, theater, and more. There are also flash deals where you can save even more with exclusive in-app deals on select seats ahead of the game or event. There are also zone deals, which is pretty cool. You can save even more when you choose a section, but then you let Game Time choose the seats. So download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS, for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. We get back at it, and we're rolling once again on the 49ers report as the Niners will host the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. That game will do stupid ratings. I think Dallas is having a weird offseason in which they are secretly rebuilding, but this is one of the best rivalries in the NFL. These two teams hate one another, and because of that, I do think it's going to be a close game. The bye week comes at a perfect time for San Francisco. Week 9, it allows you to, at that halfway mark, rest up a little bit and then get ready for that stretch run. Hopefully the Niners eyeing a playoff spot, a playoff run, and a Super Bowl championship. Niners come out of the bye, and they're going to travel across the country, but that cross-country travel is made easier because they're playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming off the bye. So that kind of helps you with that extra week of rest. Niners will take on the Seattle Seahawks in Week 11 for the second of two for those divisional rivalry games between San Francisco and Seattle. Week 12, Niners going to go on the road against the Green Bay Packers. And at that point, it's probably going to be chilly at Lambeau, the frozen tundra, the cathedral of NFL football, against a Packers team who the Niners beat in the divisional round. And it was a terrific matchup that obviously came down to the final seconds as Jordan Love was picked off by Dre Greenlaw. That Packers team is scary. Look out. Wouldn't surprise me at all if they represent the NFC in the Super Bowl in New Orleans come next February. Week 13, San Francisco will play the Buffalo Bills on Sunday Night Football. Buffalo is lacking some receiver talent. They still have Josh Allen, though. And because of him, I still think they're going to have a really solid offense. Joe Brady, their offensive coordinator, very creative. They went more running after being so pass-happy to start the year with Ken Dorsey calling the plays. And once they started to run the ball more and they became more balanced, they became a more dangerous team. Sean McDermott, a defensive-minded head coach, so that defense is always ready to bring it. I'm also excited to see Caleb Williams this year as the number 1 overall pick. Is he going to be legit? Is he going to live up to those lofty expectations? Can he bring the Bears back because they've had such inept and bad quarterback play? And now we're going to get to see Caleb Williams in Chicago, that revamped roster, organization that has a proud history, fan base that's been through a lot, that travels well. It's going to make for a pretty good atmosphere at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Week 15, Rams, Thursday Night Football, yet another Thursday Night Football game inside the division for San Francisco on the 2024 slate. Week 16 on the road against the Miami Dolphins. That cross-country travel is never easy. You're going to have to play in the warmth at this point in the calendar year, but you get that week and a half rest to recharge, reset, and try to fuel up to stick with the fuel that is the speed and that quickness that the Miami Dolphins have on the offensive side of the football, led by the play caller in Mike McDaniel, who came up under Kyle Shanahan, was the offensive coordinator for this team back in 2021. And that Dolphins offense, it's certainly been legit. Week 17, an NFC Championship game rematch. So the Niners here are playing the 3 teams in the regular season that they played in the playoffs last year. Green Bay Packers, divisional round. Detroit Lions, NFC Championship game. And then a rematch in the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Lions, after losing that 17-point lead, they're going to want to get back at San Francisco. Those are going to be 2 of the powers in the NFC. Then the Niners will round out the 2024 slate on the road against the Arizona Cardinals. And my goodness, the season is going to be here before we know it. We have OTAs next week. Then training camp will be here before we know it. Preseason, regular season, watch parties here on the show. I'm pumped up just talking about it. I'm also pumped up to see what your record predictions are going to be. We're going to do a record prediction video later on here on the channel. Tomorrow, maybe during the live show, that video might come out over the weekend, but be on the lookout for that. It's going to come. Can't wait for it. Thanks for tuning into the show. Don't forget to subscribe. The Niners schedule, it is official. We're talking some football. Let's go.